Tim Pancakes.
Hello everybody, Tim Pancakes here,
And Karen the bestie.
and this is a special video. Karen, using her infinite wisdom, is teaching me how to build.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm in like one of those crazy amazing builders, but I have learned a few tips and tricks along the way, and I really enjoy building. So yeah, we thought I could teach Tim some tricks as well, since he wants to improve his building.
Yeah, and I always talk about how I'm not a very good builder, and I mean, at this point, I've got two speed builds on my channel, a third one going up tomorrow, so I'm getting better. I mean, I would never put anything out there that I wasn't happy with. So I can carry a tune, but Karen really knows her way around the catalog. So and like she said, she knows those tips and tricks. So we decided to basically, she found an inspirational house and she built it, right? You did a pre-build on your own.
Yeah, yeah. So there are three different ways that I usually find houses that I want to build. I'm not creative enough to come up with them on my own. Um, but I either look around the neighborhood and try to match, walk around the Sims neighborhood, I should
Oh, I
clarify.
see. Okay.
Walk around like my own neighborhood, or go on walks around the town I live in and find houses that I really like and take pictures on my cell phone, trying not to be too creepy for the homeowner. Or go on Pinterest and look for, just search blueprints. And that's this one I found on Pinterest.
Nice. Yeah, I just like I don't really know. I mean, back when I used to build, I was a big Sims 2 builder, and
Mhm.
same thing. I was always getting inspired um, by real houses or looking at blueprints. In Sims 4, I really like downloading like inspiration homes from like TV shows and movies and stuff.
Mhm.
So a lot of my Sims live in like the Bewitched house or Bob's Burgers apartment, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so this video, it started out with Karen just kind of walking me through, all right, now draw 4 squares this way, now go 2 squares this way, and we basically designed the floor plan. And I was
Mhm.
completely blind. I had no idea what type
Mhm.
of house it was going to be, what it was going to look like, how big it was, how many stories. I was just
Yep.
blindly drawing the line where she told me.
Yep. Yeah, so I thought that was a lot of fun,
Yeah,
a
I
fun part of
loved
it.
it. I absolutely
Yeah.
loved it. And I was trying to guess, like, okay, well, I'm guessing that these are bedrooms, and then these smaller rooms are probably
Well, and
bathrooms, but
like,
why would there be three of them?
well, and like with that sliding door that you just put in, like I didn't even have to tell you. I just said, get the sliding door,
And I'm like,
then
boom,
you
that's where it's
put it
gonna
right
go.
there. And I was like,
You're like, yep,
yes,
that's right where I
exactly.
wanted it. Yeah, we are very in sync, and that was another fun part of the game. Is like, okay, what's she gonna have me do with this? Let me try to guess where
Yeah.
it's gonna go. But I also
Yeah.
try not to get too far ahead of you, because basically what we did is we both got on Zoom, and then I shared my screen in the
Hmm.
game, and Karen watching my screen, and me, even though I couldn't see her, um, helped guide me along. So
Right.
yeah, right here we kind of fudged a little bit with those poles. They didn't line up exactly to be even, so we ended up kind of being like, oh well, we'll put a wider gap in the center and
Mhm.
it'll look better.
Yeah, because typically what I try to do with columns is to make them evenly spaced across the board. So in this case, I probably would have maybe expanded the porch one square, or make mess with it somehow a little bit just to make
To
it
make it work.
perfect. But because of the way that we were doing this, I decided to leave it
Yeah, and it worked
with
out. I think it looks
matching the
nice.
picture. Mhm. And there was 4 columns in the picture, so that's
Oh,
why
perfect.
we
Yeah,
did
and
four
it's
columns.
and I am, what's the word, like a truist, or not a truist, a oh, I don't know what the word is, but it doesn't matter.
You like to you not to take liberties with.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
I tried to so everything that Tim put in this um, was on the blueprints, which I believe will be shown at the end or
Yes, I
at some
will
point in the
insert them.
video. Um, and so everything else is going to be decorated on its own.
Mm-hmm. Right here,
Um,
we're fighting with the roof. Now, this probably took us, how long would you guess we spent on the roof from start to finish?
yeah, like 20 minutes or a half hour.
Yeah, that
It
sounds
was
about right.
yeah, I mean, and I had already figured out exactly what roofs needed to be done. And the roofing is like definitely, I think, the most difficult part of the
Mm-hmm.
Sims 4 builds. Um, but with me even figuring out what roofs already need to be put in, it still took a while. It's roofs are really difficult, and like it's
tweaking.
all, yes, exactly. That's like what roofs are. It's like you just gotta tweak with it, gotta mess with it. There's a lot of them, we'll see coming up shortly where we're trying to line up these two roofs exactly, so that there's not a seam, and making sure the height was what we like. Is that a good one? And it's very interesting because right here you'll see like there's this weird crossover on that corner, and
the bottom right corner of the roof there, where the porch and the house meet on the right side.
Yeah, but so we couldn't figure out how to get that out of your build, but mine it has no problem. So I don't know.
Yeah, right there we can kind of see it where they're intersecting. So, yeah, I mean, I'm happy with how we ended up getting it. It was a lot of tweaking, but we got it to at least look like, well, if you're looking for a problem, you'll find it.
Right. I think it was the best we were going to be able to do. But roofs, you just got to tweak with it. You just got to mess around with it.
Yeah. And I think we have to leaving and coming back to be like, well, let's try this. So let's try this.
Yeah. So we got all the outside done. And now we're going to just place a few of the things on the inside.
And we're really just defining the rooms at this point. It's not going to be a full decorative build. Because what we decided is Karen got me, basically, this is a house that's ready to be bought by a buyer, right? So the bathrooms and the kitchen have fixtures and finishes to a degree, but
we haven't done floors. We haven't done walls.
Right. We haven't. It's very ready to be updated.
Yeah. So I want to ask you, Tim, what are your favorite tips that you learned, like new things that you learned?
Gosh, I mean, okay, so, cabinets, which we'll talk about when we get to the cabinets, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
I think I never knew that to draw the fence or that half wall, for example. I always thought you needed to have a wall first, and then you highlight it with the fence.
And replace it.
Replaces. And so that's how I've spent 2 years of adding fences. And it's such a pain that I just never do it. So unless I download a house that has a fence, I usually don't have a fence. And even in the speed builds that I put up on my channel, where I put some sort of a fencing or anything like that, I did it that hard way, and I've just avoided half walls because I don't know how to do them. And so you showed me how to do the half walls. You showed me how to draw them without having to replace them. So that was huge.
Yeah, I wish it defaulted to that draw. I don't know about everyone else, but I always change fences and half walls to that. So it doesn't make sense to me why they don't default there.
Absolutely. Let's see. Just knowing, I mean, it was helpful because you already knew the names of the items. So you could tell me to search for the specific name. Just finding things in the gallery in the catalog is kind of tricky. What other tips did you give me besides the cabinets? I'm trying to think. Oh, the stairs. We're looking at now. I have never really played with adjusting the direction on them, so you kind of showed me how to do that. You showed me the steps you had to take to get them there. Yeah. Because you couldn't just
and using
draw
the shift.
Yeah.
And using the shift key in order to place it from above.
Yeah, because I always would draw a basement, hope for the best, and then try to guess where the stairs were going, and it was like I was stabbing a needle into something.
Yeah, well, that update came, I believe, with the foundation update a while back.
And then here we're building the pantry, and I had never done this either. I'm sure I've downloaded houses that had pantries, but using those shelves and moving the wall and the door out of the way and then putting them back.
Yeah, and that's actually my favorite shelf to use for that kind of stuff because it's just a piece of wood, so it's not it blends seamlessly together because you saw there that we had like 3 that are touching each other that aren't meant to touch each other in play. So
and then now that we're on the cabinets, we started. Karen revealed the big secret to me in the bathroom, but I had no idea how to get these different cabinets. I would just pick a counter and then do the whole counter all the way through, and sometimes I would have them overlapping with each other. I had auto cabinets, so if I was lucky, they would do random things. But you showed me how to do these shorter cabinets above the window and the stove, which I've never known how to do. I just was like, why isn't auto cabinets doing that? I don't understand.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So turning auto, I believe it's called auto counters.
Okay.
It's like official. And I showed you this. This was my favorite thing. It's just like these the big cabinets. Those are in the upper cabinets, and those are my favorite. I often make pantries with them. So they're
Oh,
a lot of fun.
absolutely. And I've seen
Yeah,
those in
just
houses
hit
that
the
downloaded, but
cog.
I had no idea how to get them.
Yeah, so you just hit the cog next to the options, the
swatches.
the swatches. Thank you. You just hit that next to the swatches, and then you have all these options of different kinds of counters and islands and cabinets. It's a lot of fun to play with.
I just can't wait to dig in, and I feel like
It will
an entire world has been opened to me.
It will revolutionize your kitchen. So was that fun for you?
Yes, I loved it. It was a lot of fun because I was trying as we were going to be like, oh, I wonder what room this is gonna be, or you know, or what you're gonna put in that little cubby there. Like, I don't know. It was very interesting for me to kind of be trying to guess as we were going. Yeah, I loved it. I want to do it again.
I wanted to keep it simple for the first one. I do have one that's a little bit more complicated, a little bit bigger, but it's still one floor.
Okay.
But it has it's a little bit more fun.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great.
And I like it. So yeah, we'll definitely do that some more. So I'll make sure to pre-build that one.
Okay.
So I like to pre-build it so that way I could figure out like all the little weird things. Yeah,
that's great.
I think it was actually Little Simsy who said, start off with a box and then make a few little interesting things. So like that one, overall, if you look at it, it's a box with like a little jut out at the front. The doors a little bit back and the living room comes out a little bit farther, and then there's that mudroom off to the side of it. So it's if you kind of start that way, and try not to make it too big, then it's always good.
No, I think that's fantastic. So until next time, thank you so much for watching.
And that's a stack.